Oh my god, no fucking shot. Are you kidding me?
Fox News alert, ICE under attack again.
15.
At the crack of dawn, a sniper fired multiple rounds at an ICE facility in Dallas. Rounds hit an ICE van. 2 illegals were hit. 1 is dead. The sniper is Joshua John. He's 29. Here's a picture from 2015. He opened fire from a logical motive to the rampage. He scrolled.
Rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
The sniper had anti-ICE carved into the shell casings. But the media says no one knows the motive. Maybe the gunman was a comedian.
You can't just assume by that what was written on that shell casing that that's necessarily his motivation.
This is the kind of individual that we have to deal with on a daily basis, boys. This is the reason why we can't get these streets in order. No amount of reason or logic will ever convince these people otherwise. It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, you can tell somebody that they're on the moon, that we've been to the moon. You can tell somebody that we have new updated pictures of the moon landing and the dust tracks. But if they're not ready to accept that information, you have nothing to say to them. There's nothing that you're going to say that's going to change their mind. Don't ever play a game that is made for you to fail at it, because you will always fail at it.
He could have been doing that to thinking it was funny, trying to put law enforcement on the wrong track.
Well, ICE says it was a clear attack on ICE, and the director of the ICE facility doesn't think it's funny.
The rhetoric has to stop. There are people out there who are seeing what is being placed online, and they're coming and they're doing acts of violence against ICE employees. So that's kind of all I have for today, is that it's just got to stop. It's dangerous, and people are losing their lives.
Just a month ago, the same exact ICE facility got bomb threats. And another Texas ICE facility just a few months ago was fired on by Trantifa. They baited agents and launched a sophisticated attack with military precision. We've seen riots outside of ICE buildings in LA, Portland, and Illinois. Just yesterday, Antifa stormed an ICE facility in Oregon with homemade weapons. You see a pattern? MSNBC says ICE are the ones who should tone it down.
We have seen just the rhetoric escalate. We've also seen the very dramatic videos of ICE nabbing individuals and tossing
So you
them.
could say whatever you want about the other side. For fuck's sake, they're not advocating for violence. They're not advocating for death. They're also not killing people. That's the big one. They're not doing that. They had their January 6th, and they were like, okay, we're done now. We don't want it anymore. Like, come on.
Into unmarked vehicles. A lot of these ICE agents have been masked, and so it has been very divisive. And there's been a lot of fear in the different communities where we've been reporting.
ICE has been divisive? They're doing what the country voted for. They're enforcing.
That's what the country voted for. They voted to get the illegal immigrants out. You could hate Trump all you want, but America voted for Trump. It is a democracy. You'll have your chance again in 4 years. Stop with the damn death calling. It's crazy.
Congress wrote. That's called democracy. Attacks.
Thank you. Bro, you're completely based. I love you. I could kiss you right now. I love you so much.
800%.
You handsome
and our
demon,
politicians
you.
are egging it on.
I'm done.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons.
Secret police.
Foreign torture dungeons, bro? Are you crazy?
Who are masked, who are intimidating, who are scaring people.
Oh, poor them. I'm sure you're not going to talk about the fact that they're also getting people who are actual gang members from foreign countries and putting them in jail and deporting them. We're not going to talk about that, though, right? But we wouldn't want the poor gang members that kill people. We wouldn't want them to be scared, would we? Woe is them.
Gestapo-like tactics.
It does look like a Gestapo operation. It does look like the Gestapo.
You know what it does look like? That looks like a dictator calling for the death and violence of a political opponent. That's what I hear coming out of his mouth. All these people. You're so quick to call other people the dictators. But whenever I hear jokes come out of these fuckers' mouths making jokes about what happened to Kirk and what's happening to these ICE agents, I hear a dictator saying that he wants a political opponent to disappear. That's what I hear.
Look like a Gestapo operation. It does look like the Gestapo.
When you keep calling federal agents Nazis, crazies are going to treat them like Nazis and shoot them.
Thank you. Holy God. Pikachu surprise face, right, boys?
Newsom gave the crazies the green light.
Masked men jumping out
this
of
guy.
unmarked cars, people disappearing, no due process, no oversight, zero accountability happening in the United States of America today. People ask, well, is authoritarianism, you're being hyperbolic? Bull, we're being hyperbolic. If some guy jumped out of an unmarked car in a van with a mask on, tried to grab me, I mean, by definition...
They have to put masks on because they didn't have masks. And you know what happened? Your fueled rhetoric made it to where these people had no longer the ability to go home because there were people there harassing them because they were being fucking doxxed. That's why they're wearing masks. It's a situation you yourself have caused. You cannot be mad at them because they want to be able to fucking go home to their American family.
You're going to push back.
It's a problem you caused.
California's calling on the people to push back against a so-called dictator's secret police. And the next day, a gunman sprays bullets into that police facility. The governor feels no responsibility for the words that come out of his mouth. He's not saying march peacefully and patriotically against ICE.
When they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. If your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
I'm not a big fan of the whole, religion aspect of that, but I kind of feel the same. If you want to get police officers killed, and you want to advocate for the death of ICE agents, and you want to try and go out and hurt political figures, you don't have any right to even be able to vote. You know why? Because a democracy is talked. It's not about who can kill each other. It's about sitting down and actually talking things over. And obviously, you don't have the mental capacity to function in a democracy, so maybe you just shouldn't have that ability to vote. That's my belief. That's really what I think. Why should you have the ability to vote?
Democrats call ICE the Gestapo, and then they get shot at. And the media says it's ICE's fault since they're divisive. They did the same thing with Charlie Kirk. They said Kirk had it coming. And the governors who should...
First and foremost, fuck you. He was a free American, letting people walk up on stage and having a debate. That is the basic fundamentals of a fucking democracy. That is the basic foundation of democracy. And you want to say he had it coming? You don't know what democracy means then.
Be working with ICE to get bad hombres out of the communities or trying to
you realize that we live in a country where as long as you can come to the table and debate, we could actually combine ourselves with China. We could combine ourselves with Canada. We made the fucking Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of fucking America. Just by sitting down and talking about it, though that was a little bit more of Trump's thing, but still. Like, come on.
Ask them so they get doxxed and harassed.
It's like a dystopian sci-fi movie.
It's a dystopian. What the fuck is this guy doing? I don't blame him. I think that was the dumbest thing Trump did. I mean, there's a couple, but look, the man could be the biggest dumbass out there. He still don't deserve to die. No matter what he's doing. I mean, of course, if he's like, doing actual dictator and Nazi stuff, then that's a little different. But he's not.
Unmarked cars, people in mass, people.
Bro, this guy's jawline is thick enough to break a rock. Why are you doing this, man? You need to be in like a movie or something.
Quite literally.
It's like the Ultra Giga Chad. This is like the Giga Chad boss.
Hearing, no due process, no rights, enough. ICE, unmask. What are you afraid of?
They're afraid of being doxxed, you fucking idiot. What do you think they're afraid of? They still want to go home and have a life, Jesus.
What are you afraid of?
And it's easy for him to say this because the thing is that the Republicans aren't having to do this. I guarantee you if roles were reversed, bro wouldn't even be talking out on that podium. Guarantee you. But have you noticed that there hasn't been a single Republican caster anywhere that has been advocating for the death of Democrats? It's all roles reversed. It's all like these crazy people like this guy cheering and advocating for the death of pretty much, well, they are innocent people who are just trying to do their job, like ICE agents, police, riot police, the National Guard. How can you defend this? It just blows my mind.
The governor signed a bill to force ICE agents to expose their faces to cameras and cartels. The man mandated masks to stop the spread of a virus, but wants to remove masks so we can't stop the spread of migrants. Some of these politicians deny ICE attacks.
LMAO, find a new fucking channel.
Johnny was in D.C. this summer. Watch.
Channel?
Do you condemn the attacks on ICE agents?
You got 88 songs, huh?
Attacks on ICE agents.
Racy.
I also condemn ICE being masked, coming up in unmarked vehicles, terrorizing our communities, kidnapping people. I condemn that too. I condemn both.
Did you wear a mask in 2020?
Did I wear a mask in 2020 during the pandemic? Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing?
No.
Got to protect yourself.
No, it's not the same thing.
Don't wear masks in our community. You're terrorizing women. Real men don't terrorize women.
Did you wear a mask in 2020?
Look, for you think you have there.
They're protecting themselves.
Oh, bro, just got caught.
Do you know anyone who gets more threats than me? These ICE agents aren't getting more threats than me.
Jesse Waters probably gets a little more threats.
Well, Jesse Waters, not a real man.
These politicians have around-the-clock security, armed guards, drivers, a bubble around them so that people can't get close. What do these officers have? Nothing. They go home to their families in a residential neighborhood with no gates and an address in the white pages. Politicians with protection are inciting violence against officers with none. You don't think the threats are real? Tom Homan's been forced out of his home.
I have a 24/7 security detail because of threats against me.
That's what's crazy, is that they want to sit here and advocate for the death and violence of people. The Americans that are just trying to do their job, this man right here, the ICE agents, the police, they can't even go home to their families after they do this stuff. They can't even enjoy their life. They have a job to do.
Live with my family because I don't want them around danger as much as I can. So, it's tough, but I'm not going away. I'm not shutting up. I'm going to continue fighting to make this country great again.
Democrats have declared war. Not my words, theirs.
We're in a war right now to save this country, and so
there is no war, you idiot. There's a couple crazy people that are dumb enough to go out and actually kill somebody. There is no war. You keep killing people, though, and I guarantee you, whenever both sides are going to have to stay indoors and talk on a podium with screens at an empty room where all the audience members are outside of the building, that's whenever we're gonna start losing rights. Because if you think that you could just keep killing people and keep advocating for death and it's not going to come back to you, that's not how it works, man. It always comes full circle, whether you want it to or not. It's like some of these idiots that are advocating, like some of the, like for example, Hassan, advocating, like saying, well, you will spill their red capitalist blood on the streets. He's talking about the rich people. Motherfucker, you think for a second someone couldn't justify themselves to go out and kill you? You can't live in a society with lawlessness. You can't. Because there will always be a reason for that sword to impale you. Well, I just went and stole money. I'm Robin Hood. I went and stole money from the rich and I gave it to the poor. Well, guess what? Now the poor are rich. And now you have to try and justify yourself for stealing money from the poor to give to the rich. There's always, that's why laws are made. Like, you're not the fucking Punisher, bro. It's a comic book. You can't just do this. It's not okay.
You have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Think about how they're programming people. They're at war, and they have to win by any means necessary. That ICE is the president's Nazi Gestapo, and if they don't push back, democracy's dead.
I fear.
That's right, the sword of Democrats. That's a good one.
Have an election in 2028.
Like, you think for a second, with all the death that's been going on, if a Democratic official got elected right now, I promise you, there would be the same thing going on with Democratic deaths. I can guarantee you, I would put money on it. I would put lotto numbers on that bitch. Especially right now. And I'm not going to lie, the Republicans having to not even be able to go home, like not even the administration, the Trump administration, who gives a fuck what side they're on, the American Trump administration, the fact that he can't even go home to visit his family, the fact that ICE agents have to wear masks in fear of doxing, and they're keeping their cool in fear of being killed, how they're handling this is beyond. It's no different than when Trump had his ear like nicked and he stood up and he gave the fist, right? It's no different. You want them to look scared and weak. You are making this administration look as solid as a boulder. Every time you do this and they hit back, calm, cool, and collective, they are hitting you with the force of 10x. It shows their ability to maintain their stature and their mentality and strike back in a way that doesn't cause death and violence. You're making their administration look so good by doing this because you have to resort to violence and they just keep using their words. They're actively using the democratic process to maintain their stature. You are hurting your cause, and eventually it will be hurt so much you will be removed, like what happened to Jimmy Kimmel and like what happened. Well, like I said, Jimmy Kimmel, his ratings were shit, but the fact that he went out and said that had the United States president down his fucking throat. That's what happens.
I really mean that. And the core of my soul, unless we wake up.
A real democracy, its pillars are built and function on expressing words and freedom of speech. But when you use acts of violence, you are not falling into those pillars. You are using outside sources. You're using a fucking handgun in a fist fight. Not even a fist fight. You're using a handgun in word. Like you're just having a chit chat. You just pulled out a gun. Like what the fuck?
To the code red, what's happening in this country, and we wake up soberly to how serious this moment is.
You know what happened when Jack Nicholson ordered a code red? They beat someone to death.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job. Did you order the code red? Right, I did!
They shot Steve Scalise. They shot Trump once, then tried to shoot him again. Burnt down the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania, shot up Christian.
They did? They burnt down the fucking governor's mansion in Pennsylvania? What the fuck? When did this happen?
Facilities, shot up an ABC affiliate, planted bombs under a Fox truck, and assassinated Charlie Kirk. Even they're admitting they have a problem. The Atlantic says left-wing terrorism is on the rise. That's the Atlantic. 26% of voters say Charlie getting shot on campus was understandable.
Understandable. That's insane. That is just mind-blowing, bro. Yo, if my grandfather was alive, you know, he fought for the fucking freedom of this country. And to think that the morals, the whole reason why we had World War I and II were to protect the morals that we have implanted into our amendments. The first fucking amendment is the freedom of speech. And you have 26% of people saying that it is understandable that he got shot and killed for actually using his freedom of speech. That's insane.
Whose side do you think they're on? Charlie got killed, and hostile liberals are still harassing conservatives on campus. One guy tried debating HBCU students. He got mobbed.
Jesus.
That conservative needed a police escort to leave campus. Kimmel lost his job for 4 days, and they said free speech was under attack. Charlie Kirk was killed for exercising free speech, and they said he had it coming. They say we need more civil...
Bro, he's crying. He's actually fucking crying.
...debate, and we need to be more civil. So when we try to engage in civilized debate, they chase us off campus. Now the freedom of the press is under attack. But when it's conservative press...
That's what I was saying earlier. That's literally what I was saying earlier in the Jimmy Kimmel video. Roles reversed, God forbid, right? I didn't see all this whenever Tucker Carlson got kicked off air. That was literally a violation of freedom of speech. His ratings were incredible.
Silent. Here's a reporter getting swarmed outside the UN. Watch.
Like that. Charlie Kirk. Why would I say that? Why would I say that? He's racist. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not.
But he's not.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. He's not black woman. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Get off. Get off.
That looks civil. Hillary says
right?
The rhetoric has to stop, and we agree, but she says not from her, from you.
We have got to stop demonizing each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I think most of that right now in our country's history is coming, from the right. We have...
What the fuck? What the fuck? They wanted to put this bitch in the fucking presidency? Are you kidding me? Bro, we'd be in a whole different place right now. I mean, look at what Biden did.
Got to stop with the finger pointing and the scapegoating.
Hillary called half the country.
Man, I miss the time whenever Obama was in. Can't we just put Obama back in office? Let's just do that. Like, I mean, or Bernie. Let's do that. Let's just not do this. Can we just not do this? Jesus, this is crazy. Let's put Bernie in office. Let's just do that. Can we just keep Obama in office indefinitely? Or maybe even Sleepy Biden. If we get Sleepy Biden with a Republican majority Senate, so that way they could just stay in limbo forever. Let's just do that. Let's just do that.
Deplorables and irredeemable, despicable Neanderthals who needed to be deprogrammed and have their First and Second Amendments stripped. What has the right said about Hillary that Bill hasn't already said? And it's not like men in MAGA hats are shooting up Planned Parenthoods and Hollywood celebrities or journalists or politicians. No one on the right is acting on the language we're using.
It's because they're not advocating for death and violence. Big surprise if you don't call people Nazis and terrorists and dictators and fascists. People aren't going to go out and kill other people. It's almost like it's, logical.
Left, they are. And it's starting to feel like that's the Democrats' strategy. Intimidate us into shutting our mouths.
You kind of got a point, Melody Museum. Why don't we celebrate White History Month? I know a lot of Morgan Freeman and I think Samuel L. Jackson have both come forward and said that they don't want a full month to celebrate Black History Month. They don't. They think that they should take it away altogether.
They're using bullets to bully us into political submission. It kind of feels like they know what they're doing.
Political violence has gotten out of control in this country. We got to stop it. We got to condemn it. And that starts, unfortunately, at the very top of the Democratic Party. If you want to stop...
You do realize that we have a day set out where the entire country was founded? And it's a day? A single day? But if you're like a different color, or you have like, the gender identity of a fucking attack helicopter, you get a whole fucking month? That doesn't seem a little off to you? And that kind of like set into motion where our priorities are as a country? It's not looking too good.
Political violence. Stop attacking our law enforcement as the Gestapo.
See, look, he's telling people to stop doing this. They are de-escalating the situation constantly. And the other side is just gassing and gassing and gassing and gassing. They just won't stop.
If you want to stop political violence, stop telling your supporters that everybody who disagrees with you is a Nazi. If you want to stop...
That's literally the fundamentals of a dictatorship, brother. When you advocate for the death and violence of your political opponent, that is no different than Putin making his political opponent disappear. That's what dictators do. That's what they do.
Stop political violence. Look in the mirror.
And if they're not going to look in the mirror and stop triggering their crazies to shoot us, stab us, and blow up our cars, then we're going to have to crack down. We can't sit back and not defend ourselves. It's open season on us.
Yeah, that's why they want it to be taken away. That's why a lot of the people that are honestly privileged in places of being an actor and stuff that want to get rid of Black History Month say that it does enable a victim-like mentality on people. It does. It enables, like, for example, if I got a great example. I have a fantastic one. I was a firefighter. I had a female, actually I had two, technically two. I had one that I got hired with and one that I was with in the academy. And you know how differently they treated her? They didn't. She was in the bunker gear, moving the same goddamn weight, doing the same actions as every man there. They had to do the same push-ups, the same mile-and-a-half run, and they got their job the same way I did. It's called equal rights. And people that are like living in a time mentally where they think that they got paid the same as I did too. Where just because you're a woman, you get paid less than you don't because you're a woman. That, like, what century are you living in? It hasn't been like that for years. You can make a lot of money as a woman. You got to be a roughneck. Go to those oil companies, man. They'll pay you a shitload of money. Take that big ass claw, slap it on that fucking drill head, and fucking make you some money, girl. But you don't. You want to make more money for doing less. That's where that comes in. They should. Well,
if we're not-
I don't know if they can because, like, 9/11 happened the day after Kirk died. So, like, it's just too close. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that were really close to Kirk will always remember that it's the day before 9/11 because it's such an easy day to remember.
We're not going to save ourselves. Who else are we going to save?
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.